I had a challenge here that says $5 per story about cats being hilariously or/slash adorably dumb. And we all probably have a good cat story. Maybe not even our own cats.
Funnily enough, I don't.
Any particular theme to the cat story, or just any kind of cat story?
Cats being hilariously / adorably dumb. So, your cat's goofiest moment.
So my cat's not smart, so I feel like I should be able to come up with one, but let me think about it.
So my cat Prinny is very small and has had issues with her weight her whole life. She has trouble getting enough food in, and we're pretty sure that she's got some health issues. All of my cats are almost 14, so they're getting older and have health issues. But at one vet visit, she ended up with a cone on her head because they had done intravenous fluids for her and sent her home with the IV lead still in case they needed to do more later. She'd been vomiting a lot. So she has the cone on her head, and she's trying to figure out how to navigate the world now that she has the cone on her head. But Prinny is not a normal cat. She's even weirder than cats usually are. And she couldn't figure out that she could tilt the cone back downwards. So every time she was trying to look around, she would just look back further and further until she would whip her head around and turn. It was the best to watch.
I think that's a thing that cats commonly do when they have stuff on them, or like with the cone. MySpace would drag her head on the floor when she had the cone and would like run into things and then just get stuck. So like if there's a table leg coming that's going to hit the cone, she would just bonk. 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 And I would just like, I had at least once where I had to go over and rescue her. She was stuck in a loop. I was just like, MySpace, there's nothing, just move slightly to the left and then you can walk past the table.
Since Prin wouldn't look down, I'd have to like grab the cone and put her head over the food. Oh. Kind of the exact opposite from MySpace, who couldn't look up.
Ah. Sonia just saved me. I thought of my MySpace as not a smart cat story. If I can jump in with that.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to come up with one still.
So, previously, for my cat, I've just had a little basic food and water dish for her. And recently, I got a fountain for her. That's just one of those little like water fountains that has a big bowl at the bottom and a little waterfall. You know, it just pumps it up to the top and then the water comes down. So your cat can either drink from the falling water or from the bowl at the bottom. MySpace doesn't really, she's not a faucet drinking cat, so she always goes with the bowl at the bottom. And I was like, great, this is great. It's going to circulate the water more. It's going to get filtered more. It's going to be better for my cat. It's perfect. I love it. It's perfect. The fountain's great. Except I've noticed that every once in a while, the fountain overflows. Something gets stuck or backed up in the pump because every once in a while I go over there and there's a big puddle of water just sort of following the grooves in the floor to the right of the fountain. So I'm like, oh, darn, like, okay, I'm not cleaning it often enough, or, you know, something's going on here, because I see the cat using the water dish all the time. Everything's fine. But I'm clearly doing something wrong here because I'm not cleaning enough or whatever, and there's just water getting everywhere. So I clean up the water. And this goes on for, like, several weeks where I'm like, okay, I've never seen it overflow, but it's clearly happening. And then there's just a whole bunch of water, and I couldn't figure it out. And then eventually, one day, I think it was my partner Sarah, actually, that solved the mystery, where she just looked over and saw MySpace with her head fully in the bowl, underneath the water fountain, just splashing off the top of her head onto the floor, drinking water. And it turns out that the water fountain worked just fine. My cat just really liked drinking from that particular angle and it would just cascading off the top of her head, completely oblivious, plenty of room for her to just go around the other side and drink from there. But no, just water.
That's so funny.
That's your MySpace is a silly cat story. And thank you very much to Sonny for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Erica, you said you might have a cat story?
I've been trying so hard to think of something for my current cat, Persephone. But I don't have a lot of dumb cat stories for her because she's actually a very skittish cat. She was a rescue. And I've only had her for about 1.5 years now. So she's still got a bit of that like rescue skittishness to her. It's not really like dumb thing for her to do, but one of her little quirks is that she will go over and start eating, and if I'm sitting at my desk, she'll eat away, whatever, she'll ignore me. But if I stand up from my desk, she bolts. And she'll like run across the living room. It's like she won't, if I startle her while she is eating, she runs away. And she's, I'm not sure why she does that in particular. If I walk past her, like if she's on the chair or something like that, she doesn't care. But weird little quirk that she seems to have when it comes to eating. It's kind of adorable. If it wasn't like, oh crap, she just went over to eat, and I gotta stand up to get my coffee. What am I supposed to do? I'll just sit here for a while.
Yeah. That's the distant version of I can't get up. I have a cat on my lap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a little common with cats. They're kind of vulnerable while they're eating, so they're skittish or scared occasionally. Similar to how a cat will follow you into the washroom to protect you while you are vulnerable.
Yeah.
Or at least to annoy you while you're sitting down.
Yeah.
My cat Baxter is very, especially now that we only have one cat, Sigh. But my cat Baxter does not like to eat alone. So he, if he wants food, he will come and he'll get mad, and he will like meow at us until we can come in. Like, not just stand in the kitchen, give him a couple good pats just as he's sitting, just as he's getting started on eating, and then hang out with him while he's doing it. Because he used to have a friend and he would always eat when Cavern ate, but now he's like, no, I can't eat by myself. You have to stay in here. And while you're in here, could you pet me? That would be great. And so he likes to do this at about 11 or midnight. So I've started putting, before I go to bed, I've started putting a bowl of cat food on a plate down on the foot of my bed. So if he gets hungry, he could just have a snack and not feel vulnerable. Because sometimes he doesn't want to be in the kitchen by himself because it's on the other side of the house. Man. And Andrew, like you're saying, he's also like very much on the bathroom train. Like I went I had a shower this morning and he was like, Mah! The whole time I was in there.
Sorry, what was he like?
Like distressed, I would say.
Yeah, but what sound do you think that is?
Yeah.
I didn't quite hear that. I just got back.
It was a little squeakier than what I did. It was more like a meh.
Goat on healing.
Nice.
Got it.
Yeah, got it.
The other weird quirk that Persephone has is she likes to sleep in the bed with me, which is very adorable. She won't step over me. If she wants to sleep at like the foot of the bed, she'll jump up on the end of the bed and sleep there. If she wants to sleep like up next to my head, she will sit next to my bed and meow at me until I sit up, put my feet up, down, clear a little space for her, give her a bunch of pets, and she rubs against my legs for a little while, and sometimes she'll like leave and then come back later, and then eventually, once she's ready for it, she'll jump up on my bed, walk past the space that I have vacated for her, and then I can lie back down and we can actually go to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
And then if she wants to leave from that point, she will either jump off the far side of the bed or leap over my chest to get out. She will not step on it.
Wow.
Man. Our cat Kaylee is very like schedule oriented. So as it gets closer to bedtime, which generally is between 11 and 2 for Daniel, Much later for me. I go to sleep much later. But,
Late night crew.
Yeah, early morning crew. But Kaylee will follow him upstairs. Actually, she'll fuss at him. She'll at him downstairs if he's not going to bed soon enough. And then she'll follow him upstairs and go to sleep with him when she's allowed into the room. Gwynnie adores him. Gwynnie is Daniel's cat more than mine. She's the white one. And Gwynnie doesn't just go upstairs when he goes to bed. When he walks into the room, she jumps onto the bed and begins going, like insistent, high-pitched crying for him to lay down so that she can sleep, like she wants to, right here on his neck.
The scarf.
He has shifted her slowly over to one side, so she now sleeps next to him, but still like as close to on top of his neck and or head as possible.
Aww.
It's precious. She also will sit by the door when he leaves now. Like, we've had so many months of him working from home. She will sit at the door, and I can't even imitate the noise she makes, but it's the tiniest little desperate squeak. And it happens about 5 minutes after he leaves. Because she's like, he's not coming back. He didn't just go to the mailbox or to take the trash out. He's gone forever.
Aww.
So cute.
Little cats.
I can go on about my cats forever, though, so I will stop.
I wouldn't have pegged you for a cat person.
Yeah, I know. It's so surprising.
Yeah.
When I got my first cat, Odin, first pet I ever had, I got her when she was 8 weeks old, and I'm like, I will let this cat sleep in my bed with me, I guess? Sure. Put her up on the bed. I was at my parents' place at the time, and lie down in bed, and Odin was a very affectionate and cuddly kitten. She walks up and sits right on my face. It's like, cat, this is not going to work.
Yeah, not ideal.
But so much of your body heat escapes through your head. All she wants to do is be warm.
I think it was just like, I like cuddling against this person. This is the part of the human that is currently exposed.